Hey, folks, welcome to Music Around the World Polka Spotlight. Thank you so much for inviting us into your homes today.
Yes, we're excited about today's show because you get to hear your favorite songs like Auntie's Waltz or I Overlooked an Orchid.
Ah, good ones. All right. And here to play those tunes, let's welcome George's Concertina Band.
We'll take a moment and introduce the members of the band. First up, let's welcome on keyboard and vocals, Dolores Salaba. Next, playing the drums, let's welcome Gail Sheik. And playing the trumpet, let's welcome Clarence Salaba. And lastly, playing the concertina and on vocals, let's welcome the leader of the band, the one and only George Palma.
All right, and we have a quick comment from an anonymous caller who says, "We sure love Polka Spotlight. You all do a good job, and it's the best program on the air." How about it? Okay. So let's dance. The next song is Rainbow Waltz, or excuse me, Rainbow Valley Polka. There we go.
Well, if you'd like to send us an email, you can send it to the email address on your screen, and we'll try to get that dedication on the air.
All right, and Karen in our studio audience would like to wish Henry Holdvote happy 75th birthday. He celebrates on January 22nd. Happy birthday, Henry.
And now back to the music with Auntie's Waltz.
All right, with the new year, we've got some new comments and new inspiration. So here's one from Ella Fitzgerald. She says, just don't give up trying to do what you really want to do. Where there is love and inspiration, I don't think you can go wrong. Hey.
Very well said.
Okay. And the next one is a polka called Ridiculous Polka.
Well, sometimes we get viewers that write in and they ask questions, and one of them wrote in and said, "Can anyone learn to dance?"
Oh, that's a good question.
Well, not everybody can sing. I know that for sure. But I do think just about anybody could dance.
Yes.
I used to listen to the radio and tap my foot on the floor to learn how to do two-step.
That works.
And it was just one of those things. I did think for a moment that I was one of those people that couldn't dance. But I learned if you do it regularly, take a lesson once a week and go out and practice, after about 4 months, you can talk and dance at the same time.
This is true. This is true. Not until then, yes.
So ladies, be patient with your men. That would be my advice, because the men have so much on their mind. And the ladies always learn faster than the men.
That's
when
true.
it comes to dancing.
Yet another reason to be patient.
Yes. And ladies sometimes will, rather than the man lifting the arm and letting her go under, they'll lift the arm themselves and go under. That's not good, because the guy doesn't learn the muscle memory.
That's true. As we're teaching some high school students at our son's high school throughout the fall, we taught them swing and salsa, and that's definitely the case. They're like,
yes.
They were mortified. It's like, oh, Mrs. Viehman's coming to dance with me. Oh.
Yes. And she would then back lead them.
I did.
Yes.
Only because just to get them used to what the tone is supposed to be, and the arm and all of that. So
yes.
Thanks for bearing with me, guys.
Yes, that's right. A lot of sweaty hands there.
That's right. And we want to give a shout out to many seniors out there, folks at Folkestone in Wayzata, Rose Arbor in Maple Grove, and Knollwood Place Apartments in St. Louis Park. Hello, hello.
And the next song is the Warren Waltz. if you'd like to send us a dedication, you can send it to the, you could call the phone number on your screen, and we'll get that dedication on the air.
That's right. Guess what? I have more corny jokes. It's a new year. Yes. Okay. So anyway, what do you call a cow with a twitch? What do you call a cow with a twitch?
I don't know.
Beef jerky.
Oh. Oh, man.
Want to hear another one?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
What did one elevator say to the other elevator?
I don't know.
I think I'm coming down with something. See, these are good, repeatable, clean jokes. Yes. So at home, yes, repeat those. Okay.
All right. Well, we would like to say a big, big thank you to Stuart, Yvonne, and Kevin down at Channel 6, MCN 6, for carrying this show. Without you, we couldn't make all this great music happen to so many thousands of people.
That's
and
right.
thank you for keeping our show on the air for 25 years.
Woohoo! Yeah. Okay.
And the next song is the Jet Polka. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we hope you're enjoying the show. We sure love the Georgia's Concertina Band. Aren't they doing a great job?
Yay.
Well, tell me a little bit about a funny thing happened to you recently. Do you remember when you were over at the church with the boys?
Oh, that was a wonderful thing. I don't know if it's funny, but
Well,
it was memorable. Let's say that.
There
Yes.
you go.
I solicited my boys to come and sing with me in a choir. I have not sung in a choir since high school.
Of course, you tried to get me roped in too.
Yeah,
so.
Dan was not up to it. So, but the boys took me up on the offer, and so for 3 weeks in advance of the Christmas Eve, we went to the church and practiced and met all the folks in the choir. Wonderful people, and it really came together on Christmas Eve. There's nothing like being in a choir on Christmas Eve to sing all those beautiful songs. And I just thought, wow, what a perspective to, normally I'm just sitting in the pew with everybody else, but hey, take the next step and join a choir. There,
Yes.
That it was
Great
remarkable.
advice.
And to have a 15-year-old and an 18-year-old willing to do that was a miracle in and of itself. I was very happy for them. Thank you, Ben and John.
My big worry about being in a choir, I'd be next to someone who's just as off as I am. All right. And the next song is?
I overlooked an orchid.
I overlooked an orchid and searching for a rose. The orchid that I overlooked was you, and the rose that I was searching for has proved to be untrue. And the orchid now I found, my dear, was you. The orchid is the flower that blooms most every spring to thrill the fairest ladies of our land. And it grows beside the blushing rose, looks could not compare. But how was such as I to understand? I overlooked an orchid while searching for a rose, and the orchid now I overlooked was you. And the rose that I was searching for has proved to be untrue. And the orchid now I found, my dear, was you. I didn't see the orchid, I was looking for a rose, and now I pay the price with bitter tears. I overlooked an orchid while searching for a rose, and the orchid that I overlooked was you. And the rose that I was searching for has proved to be untrue. And the orchid now I found, my dear, was you.
Beautiful, beautiful music. Thank you. All right, folks, we have come to the point in our show where we want to give a big shout out to each and every one of the folks that help us with the crew for every show that we do. So first up, let's give it up for our sound technician, Steve Olson. Thank you, Steve. And to our director, Marcia Patton. Thank you for all your wonderful efforts, Marcia. And on graphics today, let's give it up for Ruben Tahir. Fabulous. Thank you so much, Ruben. And our camera crew, hey, we have a new one in the studio. Give it up for Annette Fragali. Thank you, Annette. And also on camera today, we have Danny Connor Smith. Yay, yay, yay. All right, and also on camera, give it up for Karen Wood. Yay, there she is. And our lighting crew today is Dustin Cooper and Javi Cedillo. Yes, there's Karen, okay. And the next song is The Faded Rose Waltz.
Jefe je Polkova. Izviste je život dala. Jefe je Polkova. Polkovali naš bizbol je. Plavimo plavivnje spad. A ti sni tancovali. Nemčiš li izponen dan. A ti sni tancovali. Nemčiš li izponen dan.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to send us a dedication to the address on your screen, you can do that. And we'd like to invite up Annette Fragali here just for a moment. And she's going to relay a story. I don't know if you all remember, I'm sure you do, Art Linkletter's show, Kids Say the Darndest Things. And of course, that show has been reincarnated, but Annette has actually lived the experience of kids saying the darndest things. So tell us a little bit about your experiences in a daycare.
Yeah, some of my experiences. Well, first of all, I just want to tell you all, we're expecting number 10 and number 11 of great grandbabies.
Wow, good for you.
Those are the greats. And they're the greatest, actually. But anyhow, one of them said to me, Grandma, you look younger from the back. I took it as a compliment. But I was doing a show in St. Anthony Village for a little girl named Bridget. It was her birthday, and I was dressed as a clown. And it was wonderful, wonderful. A few months later, I was invited to that same neighborhood to a different birthday party. But I wasn't a clown. I was Larietta Lynn, country music star. And Bridget was at this event, and she said, I think I know you. You look familiar. And all during that party, she was looking at me strangely, and every once in a while she'd say, I think I know her. I think I know her. But towards the end of the party, she said, I know who you are. You're Airplane Annie. You were at my birthday party. And you know what? You smell just like her.
Ooh.
How do I smell? And kids do say the darndest things. I'll tell you one more story. Well, I was doing a show at a church in White Bear Lake, and I was doing this magic trick. And I had a little white card, and there were 2 dots on it, and then I turned it over, and there'd be 3, and then there'd be 4, and then there would be 5, and then there would be 6, and they're just accumulating these dots. And I said, where do you suppose those dots came from? And a little girl in the back row raised her hand. She said, it was the work of God. I don't get no respect. I don't know what it is. I have lots more stories. I hope I'm back again.
All right. Thanks,
Thank you.
Annette. That's great. Awesome. And our next song, I was reading the card, it said prune dumping polka. And I thought, oh, I wonder if in the fall they dump all the prunes into a basket. And I thought, oh, maybe it's a song about a bathroom experience. But it's actually the prune dumpling polka with an L. So
Very
here we
good.
go. The next song. Well, that was great. Well, we're going to take just a brief moment and talk to George. You know, George is not that common of a name. And do you ever run into anybody else named George?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, I think there are a lot of famous people.
George Strait,
George Strait.
George Carlin.
Curious George.
Yep.
George
George
of the,
Mucha.
George of the Jungle.
Yep.
George Foreman. George Washington, of course. But we have the famous one and only George Palma.
From
right
Brownton,
here.
Minnesota.
So tell us a little bit about a favorite memory, some place you played that, other than, of course, Polka Spotlight, that sticks out
boy.
in your mind as a
Well,
really
I
cool
tell you
experience.
We were invited to a skating rink party.
Oh,
Can I mention the guy's name?
yes.
Joe Odenthal called me.
Whoa.
Anyway, I told him, I says, you know, we are a polka band. He said, yeah, that's what I want. So we went to this, where was it, on West 7th?
Yes, and it was rollerblading.
Rollerblading. Or no, skateboarding.
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 Like
the
in a
big
big salad bowl?
bowls and...
Oh, okay.
Well, that was an experience. We played on a 4-foot ledge,
Okay.
and these skaters would come flying by us, and that was probably the most memorable part.
Uh-huh. That's great. And do you play weddings too? or-
Yep.
Yeah.
Anniversaries, birthday parties, whatever.
Yeah. Do you play down in the New Prague area during like
Some.
Oktoberfest sometimes?
No, but we're picking up more work there. But most of our jobs is like around the Hutchinson North and
Falls.
yeah, to the south too, I guess.
Across.
Dakotas, Wisconsin. Yeah, I had mentioned Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes us all over the place.
That's great. Well, tell me just a little bit about how in the world you ever started playing that. And did your dad buy you one for Christmas?
No.
Or?
Actually, I was looking for a 69 Dodge Super Bee.
Oh,
Yep. Honestly.
that's a great car.
Yeah.
Yeah. So did you trade in the car for it, or
No,
no?
there was a ad in the New Prague Times. A guy had a car, and I thought, being a young kid, I knew pretty much all the muscle cars in town.
Yeah.
Couldn't figure out who had this one, so I was in the phone book trying to match up the last 4 digits of the phone number.
Oh.
And then I ran across Jerry Minnar concertinas and accordions, and
Oh.
I always liked concertina music and being the Czech music and the vocals and stuff. So I give him a call, and Bev, his wife, answered and said he don't give lessons till in the wintertime after he's done with farm work. So, well, then I kind of forgot all about it. And then end of November, he called me if I was still interested, and I thought, what the heck, I'd give it a try. So anyway, I think it was November 21st, 22nd, something like that. I brought the thing home, and I sat up till 2 o'clock in the morning before I could play the both sides together.
Wow.
And then the next day I had to kind of go through it all over again, refresh my mind. But then it just, the more you play, the more advanced you get. So
And Jerry Minnar, he's in the Dale Pexa band, isn't he?
Jay Minnar was.
Oh, Jay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Jerry was too for a while, I guess.
Yeah. Does he make those concertinas now?
Yep.
Yeah. That's a
This
beautiful
one is
one.
made by a 30-year-old in Sleepy Eye.
They're just beautiful. They look like diamond-studded works of art. It's just amazing. I don't know if you can get a close-up of that, Danny, but this is amazing how beautiful these concertinas are. I can imagine that. Well, you have 2 here. Do you have a couple
There's
more
another
at
one
home
under
too?
here.
You got 3?
Yeah, well, I got probably 8 or 9. I lost track.
8 of them. Wow. That's awesome. And tell me about the other members of the band. That something that the audience
Well, these
might
were,
not know.
when I was growing up on the farm, these 2 were actually neighbors only a couple miles from our farm. And my grandpa and his dad were real good friends, and they had a sawmill. And, back then the farmers used to build all their own stuff. So I would go with Grandpa, and I got to know his dad real well. Probably better then than I did Clarence back then, but now I know Clarence better. So, But anyway, we got to be good friends, and fortunately I got them involved in the band.
That's fantastic.
And from Brownton is also Gail Sheik. I met her at a nursing home job that she was playing with her uncle, and when my drummer couldn't play anymore, then I got her to play with us.
That's great. Well, if someone wants to get a hold of the band, we're gonna flash the number up on the screen so that they can ask you to play
Thank
for
you.
their special event. So you play at nursing homes and you play at other special events, weddings and Polka Fest.
Anniversaries, weddings.
That's great.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Bars,
Well,
German nights.
that's great. Well, we certainly enjoy the music, and we can't wait to get back to the music with the next song, which is
Echoes in the Hills. Let's dance.
here we go.
All right. One of our studio dancers, Barbara Rao, wants to give a shout out to her daughter, Stephanie, who is celebrating her 50th birthday on January 27th. So best wishes to Stephanie. And she says, we will celebrate with a special vacation. Hey, take us all along, okay?
And the next song is the Saddle Horse Polka. Let's all dance.
Szkolniczki od sedla, do obcinka ja ty zawola. Dneska bez kaciaru pojedeme spolu, jednou ke mně, po druhý za skvál. Se koně rozjedou, sami nám tam cestu povedou. Pojedeme spolu nahoru a dolů, jednou ke mně, po druhý za skvál. Pojedeme spolu nahoru a dolů, pak ty pověz, co na srdci mám.
All right. Well, if your New Year's resolution is to learn to dance, we have just the ticket for you. You can go to the web address on your screen there, usa-minnesota.org. Many instructors in the Twin Cities area to entice you to take some lessons.
Right. And speaking of learning new things,
Yes.
we were going to have George teach us. We're going to have you teach us how to count to 5 in Czech.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay. Do them one at a time. We'll have the audience join in. You ready? Go. Say 1.
1,
Jeden.
Jeden.
2,
Dva.
Dva.
3,
Chi.
Chi.
4,
Shitty.
4,
Shitty.
Steer.
4.
Stili.
Gotta roll the tongue.
Stili.
4,
I can't roll the tongue. Okay.
5.
Diet. Okay.
All right. You got it? All right. We'll do it
Well,
all.
wait
1,
a
2, 3,
minute,
4, 5.
Because when I was growing up, my mom would say le shishek da dee dee dee, something like that, and that doesn't sound anything like that.
Do you have any Czech sayings that you could tell us? You know how the Irish have, may the wind always be at your back, blah, blah.
Oh,
you
there
said
we go.
don't put 'em on
Okay.
there. How about
Buji Dabichko, isn't that God bless you? Buji Dabichko.
you had to be careful that you might.
Okay, and how? And no. Okay.
How about Yuk Shamash?
Yuksamash? Tell people what the. How are you? There you go.
How are you?
Yuksamash. There.
There you
All
go.
right. Next song, Baby Waltz.
Well, if you would like to catch our show live streamed any day of the week on your computer or on your phone, just go to that web address on your screen and click on the live streaming button, and you'll catch our show any day of the week at noon Central Time, anywhere in the world.
That's right. We've told that web address to many, many folks, and they're like, wow, I didn't know I could get it on my phone. This is great.
Yeah, so if you're in Florida for the winter, go to that web address, and now you can catch your polka show every day.
That's right.
And the next song is Don't Be Angry.
Don't be angry with me, darling, if I fail to understand all your little whims and wishes all the time. Just remember, I'm kinda dumb, I guess, like any foolish man, and my head stays sorta foggy 'cause you're mine. Well, I recall the first time that I flirted with you, dear, when I jokingly said, come and be my bride. Now the time has turned the pages, it's the sweetest joke on earth that I have you, dear, forever by my side. Maybe someday you're gonna hurt me. I've been hurt in love before, and only God can know when time alone will tell. But in the meantime, I'll keep on loving you with all my heart and soul, and pray God to let it last if it's His will. Don't be angry with me, darling, if I fail to understand all your little whims and wishes all the time. Just remember, I'm kinda dumb, I guess, like any foolish man, and my head stays sorta foggy 'cause you're mine.
All right, one last quick joke. Here we go.
All right. Why did the baby strawberry cry?
Why did the baby strawberry cry? I don't know.
Because his parents were in a jam.
Oh, ba-dum-bum. That's a good one. All right. Yes, and we are in a pickle. No, we're in a jam. No. We got to go. It's time to go. So give yourselves a big round of applause, everybody. Thank you for being here today. Thanks to our crew and to John Balajic and all of you at home for watching. Thank you. Thank you.
And most of all, to Georgia's Concertina Band, take a bow.
Woo, woo, woo.
Thank you for being here today and sharing your talents. And we're going to go out with
Westphalia Waltz. God bless you all.